turn the fan on.
What are we doing here today?
I have a flat tire. We're gonna change it. So first step, we need to flip this bike over.
All right. There we go. All right.
Okay, this has a quick release mechanism. So to get the tire off, first we want to release the brake. There's a small lever right here. You just go like that, opens it up, and then we undo the wheel, loosen it up, and the wheel should pop right off effortlessly.
All right, so we've taken the wheel off. Now what do we do?
Well, we're going to want to check real quick and make sure that there are no thorns or pieces of glass or anything in the tire.
In the actual tire.
In the tire itself. Okay. Quick visual inspection says that there aren't any, so now it's time to just remove the tire from this rim.
All right.
So first thing we want to do is take the cap and nut off of the air valve.
Let me hold your nut.
And these are Pro Patch tire irons. They've got a hook on one side for hanging onto the rim, and then a little sort of a hook as well for taking the tire off. We seat this end on the bead of the tire, and you can pull that tire up and over the rim.
And now that's the bead of the tire?
Yeah, this here.
Okay.
And this is what seats down and holds your tire onto your rim when it's inflated. So we get our next one here. And from here, we can actually just slide along the entire tire and free up the bead.
It's like
all the
skinning
way
a cat. No, okay. You've never done that? Okay.
No.
Maybe it's just where I'm from.
The other end will just pull right off real easily, and the rim comes right out. Our tube pulls out here. Our next tube, we're going to want to make sure is the same size as this one. The size is printed right on the inner tube, and that's what we have.
Perfect. Now, do we also want to make sure that there's nothing like inside the tube that can pop a new one?
A way that I would suggest to do that is to actually run your fingers through the tire like this. If there's a thorn, you're going to feel it.
Now, does the nozzle have to be anywhere in particular? It can go anywhere in the tire now?
It can go anywhere in the tire now. We just need to make sure it's actually placed with the hole in the rim when it's completed. So you just put the tire all the way around in there. Your rim has a hole in it. The air valve needs to go through that hole. So we just line that up, stick it in like so, and then we want to get one end of the bead over the rim. Like this. Being careful not to pinch our inner tube as we go. You can just keep your fingers in there and make sure that you don't get it pinched. And then to get it in, then I usually start at my air valve there, and we just start working that bead in. And just always make sure that that bead gets seated down without pinching the inner tube between the tire and the rim. This being flat and this tire being fairly flexible, we might be able to get the whole thing in without irons, but if we need to use irons, it's very simple. You just turn it over so the hook is now facing the rim, and you can use that
so you just
to
reverse
lever
the tool.
the entire thing in. And then you want to go all the way around, just give it a good pinch and making sure that bead sits down nicely inside that tire.
Can we go back on?
Make sure it spins nicely. And now we tighten our brakes back on, make sure that they still line up nicely.
Perfect.
And then we want to inflate this tire. The maximum pressure is written on the side of your tire. For this wheel, it's 100 pounds per square inch. Our pump has a gauge on it. You can see it. Now if we get a little bit in there, it helps to go around your tire and just
Make sure that
push
the
it.
bead's lining up.
Make sure the bead is lining up. Make sure that this is screwed down if you have a Cresta, that valve. And replace the cap. And then you can do a quick check. Just listen for leaks. Have your face near the tire. You'll feel air. Your face is very sensitive. You'll feel air. You can hear air. But I think this tire is good. And then do a quick spin test to make sure you don't have any lumps or bubbles in your tire. And we're done.